So, I know it's been a few months since my last anime review, but I'm finally back with them again. The reason I stopped was because I was beginning to watch a lot more new anime, and I wanted to watch them before doing more of these reviews. But now I'm back with them with my review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I haven't seen all the parts of JoJo yet. I've only seen Phantom Blood up until Youre the Crusader. So this review will only be talking about the first three parts. That's why the title says Part 1. I'm hoping that you're seeing Diamond Unbreakable and Golden Wind really soon, but for now I'm just doing Phantom Blood, Battle Tendency, and Youre the Crusader. So anyway, yeah, the JoJo series is insanely popular throughout the world, and I myself have been curious to check it out for a while. I then decided to get the Blu-rays for the first three parts because they were the only ones that were available here, and I wanted to see what all the hype was about. It's another Shonen Jump series that was created by Hiroshi Araki, and the basic plot for all of them is that each part follows a member of the JoJo family as something happens in their lives that causes them to need to stop someone from doing something in some way. So yeah, let's just get started with the original Phantom Blood. I actually hadn't heard that many great things about this before starting, especially from one guy in particular who said he really didn't like it. So I went into the first part curious, but also pretty hopeful because I knew this was such a huge series and I was excited to start it. And in the end, I'm pretty much the same. I personally didn't like Phantom Blood. It's not bad, and as a whole, I guess it is good, I suppose, but I personally just found the vast majority of this first part really boring. I know the manga for this that started in the 80s and all that, which was actually when Dragon Ball was still being made, but I personally really didn't, but I don't think it really aged well at all. There's so many parts of it that are really easy and I really couldn't get behind this. The plot of this one is that a guy named Gio Brando is adopted into the JoJo family and he decides he wants to take their fortune for himself. In the family is a guy named Jonathan JoJo, and Gio tries to make his life a nightmare, so Jonathan has to try to stop him from killing his dad. So I will admit, the setup for the series is actually pretty interesting, and I know how iconic a lot of these characters are, especially Gio was one of the most iconic Shonen Jump villains ever, and he was probably my favorite part in this entire first part of Phantom Blood, really just the entire series of Phantom Blood. As for the rest of it, though, I was honestly really bored while watching this first part, and for most of it especially, and Jonathan himself in particular really bored me. He wasn't bad, but he was just so uninteresting and so bland, and since we followed him for the whole time, I found it kind of hard to get through most of this. Cause yeah, honestly, everything to do with Gio was far more interesting because he's actually pretty fun to watch. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of like Frieza or Shiso where they may be like irredeemable villains who do horrible things, but they're just so much fun to watch and so charismatic that they're kind of impossible to really hate. And but just with him was really interesting to watch, and I did find it cool when we learned about Hamon. And yeah, the power system of the first two parties called Hamon. And yeah, that stuff was pretty cool, but really a large majority of it did bore me a lot. And I know then Blood in the anime was only 9 episodes long, but they felt so much longer, and the episodes were dragged out so much, and the pacing was so low that I wish the whole thing would just end. And I will admit, the actual ending is pretty cool. On that ship when Jonathan and Arena get married and then Geo attacks them with his zombie army. That whole part with that actually is really good. And it's interesting that this is a Shonen Jump property where the main protagonist is killed at the very end like that. So that whole part was probably my favorite sequence in the entire first part. But really, as a whole, Phantom Blood is definitely my least favorite part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so far. The same goes for the dubbing as well. I'm obviously referring to the recent anime that started in 2012, and they kind of tried to modernize it, but I really don't think it works very well. The writing and all that may have been good for the time when the manga got started in the 80s, but not really nowadays. And like I said, I don't think the dubbing really helped because the writing really hasn't aged well. I was pretty surprised when I found out that Johnny John Boss actually played Jonathan, and while not bad, I mean Johnny John Boss can never do a bad performance. This is definitely my least favorite performance of his. It's not his fault. Jonathan is just really boring, and it's honestly really weird hearing him trying to do a British accent. I will say that Netsudio Jetbeli was probably my favorite character. He's the guy who he gave Hamon to Jonathan, and that he was probably my second favorite character in the whole series. But overall, yeah, I mostly really didn't enjoy Phantom Blood. It may have worked back when it was released, but I really don't think it aged well at all. And really, I was mostly just really relieved when I finished watching it. It may be really short with only 9 episodes and all that, but they feel so slow and so long that it's just a drag to get through. So yeah, honestly, those are just my thoughts on Phantom Blood. Now let's move on to part 2, Battle Tendency. Now, while this may have come right after Phantom Blood, this is honestly a gigantic improvement. This was actually the part I knew the least about in terms of the first 5 parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I think that helped make the experience all the more enjoyable because from the first 3 parts that I've actually seen of JoJo so far, this one is definitely my favorite. Its story is way better thought out. Its characters are infinitely more interesting, and the progression of the plot is honestly really genius. I just had an absolute blast with Battle Tendency. This one follows Jonathan's grandson, Joseph Joestar, as he tries to learn Hamon to fight a group of villains called the Pillar Men, alongside Caesar Jetbeli, the grandson of Jetbeli from Phantom Blood. So yeah, again, I just had so much fun with this part. I love seeing the characters characters interacting and what they spoke about was really interesting. I also like Joseph a lot more than Jonathan because he was really fun. I loved his smart mouth attitude and he was really funny. I also really like Caesar. He and Joseph had a really fun dynamic and it was pretty sad when he was killed. And the Pillarmen as well were way better villains than Dio was. I like Dio in part one, but there were points where he was a bit much for me, but the Pillarmen were way better. Well, kind of. The only one that really stood out to me was Wamu. There were four in total, but the only one who really stood out to me was the one named Wamu. One part of that was the right hand, but another part was also the fact that he was voiced by Paul St. P. Right, and the same guy who voices Zemnis in Kingdom Hearts. So that was obviously awesome for me to hear. But really, he just felt like the best written out of all of them. I don't remember much about the others aside from Tars, as in the main villain of Part 2. But he sometimes was too generic. But the rest of the characters are very fun to watch. I really liked all the side characters as well. Caesar, Mochi, Lisa Lee, and it was cool that Irina came back as a supporting character in this again. And I like the plot line of Lisa Lee actually being Joseph's mom, but also not wanting to tell him for his safety, and then taking him and Caesar in as her students. And I'm not gonna lie, that whole part with Joseph and Caesar were when they were training in Hamon reminded me of the training Naruto and the others did in learning about chakra from Itachi. I don't know, I couldn't help but make that comparison while watching it. And the journey as well overall is so much more fun, and the ending when Joseph, Caesar, and Lisa Lee get go to try to stop Tars is all so cool with them fighting different opponents and them have been some gladiator fight thing with some monsters, and yeah, that part was really cool, and the ending as well is just really insane. Like, I've seen some really insane final fights in anime before, but this one is just madness. We have Joseph trying to fight hard and he tries to make him fall into a volcano, but they both keep surviving in the craziest way until he somehow beats him by launching him into space and making him freeze. Again, it's absolutely insane, but it does work really well. And then the actual ending with all of them reunited and with Joseph having married Susie Q is really nice and kind of funny. I also felt like the moments that were trying to be satisfying worked a lot more in this one than the ones in Phantom Blood, because even though it's like almost twice the amount of episodes in the anime, I felt like this one was structured so much better. Really, overall, I just love Battle Tendency. I thought it was a ginormous improvement over Phantom Blood, and it had a story that was super invested, and I had a great time with it. I would definitely want to watch this one again at some point, and I do think it's the best part of JoJo I've seen so far. But with those first two parts finished, let's move on to part 3, Youre the Crusader. This was honestly the part I was most excited to see, and it's easily the most popular part in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I knew so much about this from the parts I saw like online and stuff like that, and so I was really excited. However, I'm not gonna lie, about 70% 75 to 80% of this was disappointing to me. Let's do what I like first. First off, this has easily my favorite Legion JoJo in it, Youre Crusader. Even before watching it, he was already my favorite JoJo from what I had seen in some clips beforehand, and watching this series confirmed that for me. He's easily my favorite character in this entire franchise so far. I love Youre. I also love the setup. In fact, the opening and the ending of this part are honestly amazing. This one follows Youre, who's Joseph's grandson, as he goes with Joseph and some other people to find and kill Geo, who's been resurrected, and now Youre had to find him and kill him to save his mom, who's Joseph's daughter, Holly. So the start of this series is really great when we're getting to know about what's happening. And I also like the inclusion of Jen, basically the main power system of the series, which creates like a being made of aura, a life of a person who wields it. And the Crusaders themselves were awesome. I love them all. Youre, Joseph, Polnareff, Abdul, Tatooine, and Iggy. I love them all, and the whole interactions with them were so much fun. I also felt like Joseph had more of a personality here. However, what I really disliked about this was the length. This whole part of the series is insanely long, and so much of it does feel like a waste of time because the team is trying to get to Cairo to find and kill Geo, but they keep running into people who are all working for Geo, who are all Jan users, and they would always just fight them and then move into the next episode, and that was how every episode was made. It was just them going somewhere and having a fight and then rinse and repeat. So much of it does feel like filler, and as you all know, I hate filler in anime, and considering so much of it felt like that was honestly kind of frustrating. It also kind of baffled me that this was actually in the manga. I realized it would, I do realize it would have been kind of weird for them to get to Cairo really quickly, so I do understand wanting to buy time to make it feel like a proper story, but this thing goes on for too long, and it just got really boring to me really quickly. And the fact that it's 10 volumes and 48 episodes long is just insane to me. I actually skipped a lot of the episodes after they got to Egypt because I knew what the vast majority of the episodes were going to be. I will admit some episodes that were in actually were kind of creative, but for the most part I was just waiting for them to get there. But with all that being said, the actual ending of the part is absolutely phenomenal when they actually get to Cairo and face off against Geo. It's honestly one of the best parts in anime I think I've ever seen. The whole part when Geo comes out at night and he starts seeing all of them throughout the city is amazing, and the ending part where Youre finally taking him on is just the pinnacle of it all. It's just anime perfection, and the ending of Youre the Crusader is easy. And so the actual ending of Youre the Crusader is easily the best part in the entire series for me. And it's all the more tragic when Abdul, Iggy, and Tatooine all die. So the ending of this is honestly one of the best pieces in anime I think I may have ever seen, and it has a great setup with an amazing opening. However, the whole getting to that ending does feel hard to get to because a lot of the events that in it do feel like filler. There was never really anywhere I felt super entertained, and it really did just bore me a lot. But the payoff for all of it is really totally worth it, and so I do totally recommend it for that. I also love the dub in this one too, especially Matt Mercer as Yotaro himself. So yeah, while not perfect at all, there's so many amazing things in this part, and I definitely see why it's the most popular JoJo part. And so, yeah guys, those are my thoughts on the first 3 parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I can easily see why people are huge fans of this series, and I see why it's insanely popular. I'm really excited to get started on Diamond is Unbreakable and Golden Wind really soon, and along with Stone Ocean as well. And so one day I'll definitely do part 2 where I talk about those ones. And I actually did order the first part of Diamond is Unbreakable from America, so hopefully it'll be here soon. So I'm hoping that I'll get started on that really soon as well. And yeah, once I watch like all of Diamond is Unbreakable and Golden Wind and Stone Ocean, hopefully I will watch it. I will do another one of these reviews someday. I'm not sure when, but hopefully someday. And so those are my initial thoughts on Phantom Blood Battle Ending the Youre the Crusader. I hope you all like this. And like I said, I've been watching more anime recently, so I'm really excited to start talking about some more anime shows really soon. Like there's some more that I'm hoping to start talking about really soon, and I'm really excited to get them out there. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all like this video. If you did, then please like this video. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. Please follow me on Twitter at Daniel Malone and Disney fan, where I do Kingdom Hearts and Disney please every day, and please subscribe for more content like this coming soon. I'll see you on next time. Take care.